What is going on, Shwazy gang? I am in the middle of nowhere. I'm in a canyon where there is nobody around me, probably for miles and miles. As you can see, I am on this little dirt road. I did a little off-road trail to get here, nothing too crazy. And right now I am using the trail control located over here, and the car is applying the brakes for me as I'm going on this trail at 7 miles per hour. But it's absolutely beautiful here. I wish I would have come a little bit earlier in the season. It is end of October right now, and from the dead leaves on the ground, you know, you can tell that it was much more beautiful earlier, probably just a few weeks ago before we got hit by some snowstorms and some rainstorms. Today, I'm just doing a little trail, just trying to get the hang of this vehicle. There was one part that I wasn't filming, but it was pretty cool, where I was going up quite a steep groove and then an incline, and I put it in 4 high, and this car just went up it like butter. Like, it was just not even a problem for this vehicle. And you know, this is what this car is for, is to get away from everybody, get away from what problems you have or what stress you have, and just go out in the woods and get away from people. And that's exactly what I'm doing with this car today. So hopefully I'll get to show you some more cool sights along this journey in today's video, but nothing crazy, just kind of me and the Bronco going on a little bit of an adventure. All right, so we just parked here in the middle of nowhere, and it's fantastic. The only thing I hear is my own voice, which is kind of annoying. So we're gonna shut up here in a second, but a beautiful area. This is up Butterfield Canyon, if you guys are in the Utah area and you know where that is, but this is kind of on the other side of the mountain heading towards Tooele. So I've never been in this place my entire life, first time. And man, it is gorgeous. It's, again, I wish I came when the leaves were all full and beautiful, but that would probably also mean many more people, and it's nice not having anybody around. In fact, I'm a little bit worried there might be a bear somewhere, seeing as how there are bears here in Utah. So let's just show off the car and look at all the pretty sights that are around us. Got some articulation here, that's for sure. Let me try to pull the Bronco up there and see what kind of photos we can take. All right, we're sitting at a 12-degree angle, and we are up in this beautiful area. Again, you know, it always looks scarier when you're sitting inside of the vehicle, but this looked a lot more scary than it actually is. But the car just handles it so smooth. It really is just like going through butter when you're driving in this car. I always compare it to the crossover I had, where if I was to drive this area with the RAV4, it would be a challenge. It's probably doable, but it would be putting the car through something that it probably shouldn't go through. Whereas this car, I know it's made for this, and so that's why I'm excited to go on this little journey today, is to try out some new things. And this is one of them, is getting it up in this little crevice. I'll take some cool photos, and then we'll keep driving. Catch up with you in just a second. Okay, now we're just in a little picnic slash rest stop area. There you go, as the camera focuses. So it's just a little eerie when all you hear is the sound of your tires and the engine. It sounds like kind of a creepy feeling, especially around Halloween. So I just don't know if a cougar or mountain lion is going to jump out at me, but regardless, it has been a fun trip. We're going to start heading back towards the entrance of the canyon, which is the part I didn't film for you guys, so we'll try to get some of that on footage. And yeah, let's just keep driving. Alright, so we actually drove down the road a little bit farther, and well, we found this little cool alcove that has just a bunch of really cool trees, and not really any off-roading. It's just a dirt path with some rocks, but still pretty cool to see nonetheless. All right, as you can see, we actually need to make this, I don't know, 110-degree turn here on this trail that we're on so that we can head back towards the road that way. And so what we're gonna do is we're gonna try the trail turn assist button, which I have never used before. I figure now's the time to use it. Trail turn assist on, okay. Okay, that was really impressive. I'm gonna get out of the way of the outside because it's really windy, but that was really cool. It really did turn on this. Let me see if I can focus. This little area over here, it just did a full turn, and that was extremely impressive. It just got ridiculously windy, but I'm gonna turn that off now. That was pretty cool. I've never used it before, and it definitely did its job. Now we're heading the opposite direction and going down this little hill over here. All right, let's try that trail turn assist feature one more time. Okay, that was really awesome. As you can tell on camera, it did an absolute perfect circle in the ground. I don't know, I'm like a kid in a candy store with this thing. This thing is so much fun. That is extremely impressive and very helpful on a turn. I mean, that's about the turning radius of like a smart car. So the fact that this giant beast could do that, and with the technology that it has to be able to do that, is even more impressive. So let's keep driving, but I had to find an open area where I could do something fun like this. Here is another really cool area. I don't know if you guys can tell, but there are deer right over there in that distance. I don't want to scare them, so I'm just going to go around. But there they are. I think they're admiring the Bronco, actually. One thing that I've talked about in previous videos is, as you can tell, it is extremely windy outside, and I'm not feeling any of that through the wheel. The steering wheel does not get shifted one way or another or jerk left or right because of the wind. This car really does maintain its stability, which is not something I can say for the Wrangler. Now, I'm not sure about the current gen Wrangler. I'm talking about the previous gen, but you know, whenever it was really windy, because of how boxy it is, it would move you left or right, and this car just does not do that. Today has been an extremely windy day. There's been trees that have been pushed over, and not even just in this canyon, I'm talking about in the city itself, and I don't feel any of that wind coming through the steering wheel. So if that's one of the concerns you have on the Bronco, well, don't even worry about it. you that have been wondering, if you've seen it on camera, there is a windshield crack on my Bronco. It's not really focusing, but yes, my windshield is unfortunately cracked. Honestly, I don't really know how it happened or when it happened. I just noticed a crack in the windshield the next time I got into the car, and I went to the auto glass place and they said that it was a rock chip, obviously, that caused it, but the rock chip was in such a place, it was actually below the windshield wiper, that even if I had caught it early enough, they wouldn't be able to fix it because that's where all the adhesive is. And so if they put any pressure where they're shooting that glue into the hole or into the crack, they wouldn't be able to fix it because then it would probably just crack the windshield. So my luck is, not only did I not catch it, but even if I caught it, I wouldn't be able to fix it. So now I'm working with Ford to get a replacement windshield, which, as you can imagine, is very difficult, seeing as how these cars are very difficult to get a hold of, period, let alone a specific part like a windshield. All right, so I was heading back home and then I saw this kind of cool looking trail with somewhat of a steep incline. It doesn't look very steep on camera, but I'm probably about maybe 5 to 10 feet above the roof of the car from where I'm standing right here. And so now that I've got a little bit of courage underneath me by doing some of the trails up in those mountains over there, I'm going to attempt to do this incline over here. I'm going to put the camera right here and well, we'll see what happens. Okay, that was awesome. So quick synopsis of what happened. Let me get inside because it's a little bit windy. Okay, so I put it in 4 high. I put it in the mud ruts mode on the goat modes over here, and it would not go up. You know, I tried to get a little bit more momentum down at the bottom, trying to get it up there, and it just would not get up that hill. But then finally I put it in 4 low, which I've never used that before, not in this vehicle. And it told me to shift to neutral, then shift back to drive. And well, that did it, boys and girls. 4 low in the all-wheel drive actually worked. And well, I am extremely happy. Just so you know, that is right now a 17-degree incline. I think at one point I was probably closer to 20 going up the hill. I wasn't paying attention to this because I was paying attention to the road, but still nonetheless pretty cool. And again, 4 low is the way to go when you're on a terrain like this. Okay, everybody, so we're about to head back onto the main road, but before we finish off today's video, I wanted to show you, it may be hard to see on camera, but you can get a pretty good view of the city, or at least part of the city, from where I'm standing right now. So let me try to raise this camera up so you guys can see the view that I'm looking at. So just beyond those 2 cars, there's a little opening where you can see part of the city. But this was really not even going to be a video. I just took my camera with me, figuring there might be some cool things that I get to see. So I decided to take you guys along this journey. Not really any organization to the video, not really any plot or anything like that. Just me going off-roading and testing out some of the little toys and gadgets that this car comes with. And so far, I'm extremely impressed. I would definitely recommend this car for anybody who has any doubts. Not to say it's better than the Wrangler or worse. I'm not even making that comparison. I'm just saying this is a very fun car to have. And I would totally recommend anybody who's considering getting one and hearing maybe some of the bad things about it, I would just ignore those bad things and trust your gut, because this car is immensely fun. As always, thank you so much for stopping by. I hope you guys enjoyed today's random quick little video. If this is your first time stopping by, make sure you hit that like button. That helps me out a lot. And hit that subscribe button so you can stay on top of all of the videos. I have tons of previous Bronco content, and I will continue to make more Bronco content in the future. Also find me on Instagram and TikTok at Shwazy_. And like always, stay schwazy, stay healthy, and have a wonderful day.